The town was small, very small. It was the kind of town people forgot existed. Whispering Pines. The name itself sent shivers down your spine. The town was surrounded by dark, looming woods. Ancient trees twisted towards the sky. Their branches seemed to reach out like skeletal fingers. And then there was the cemetery, old and forgotten. It sat at the edge of the woods, a stark reminder of the past. The wind whistled through the trees. It carried a low, mournful sound, like whispers, whispers that seemed to beckon you closer, closer to the darkness that lay hidden amongst the trees. The townsfolk knew the legend. They knew the secrets that lurked within the woods. They never ventured in after dark, not if they valued their lives. The legend had been passed down for generations. A tale whispered around campfires. A story to keep children from wandering too far. It spoke of shadows, dark, restless spirits, trapped within the woods. They lured unsuspecting souls into the darkness, whispering promises, tempting them with secrets. But those who followed the whispers were never seen again. The woods swallowed them whole, leaving behind only silence and the soft, chilling whispers of the shadows. Emma was different, new to Whispering Pines. She didn't believe in silly stories. Legends were for children. She scoffed at the warnings of the townsfolk, their fearful glances at the woods, their hushed tones when they spoke of the shadows. She was a woman of science. Logic and reason were her guides. There had to be a logical explanation for their superstitions. Emma was determined to prove them wrong. She would explore the woods herself, uncover the truth behind the whispers. It was just a forest. What could possibly go wrong? The dare was innocent enough. At least, that's what they told themselves. A group of teenagers, bored and restless, challenged Emma. Spend an hour in the woods after dusk, alone. They laughed nervously, their bravado a thin veil for their fear. Emma, of course, accepted, a chance to prove her bravery, to silence the whispers of superstition once and for all. As the sun began to set, casting long, eerie shadows across the town, Emma made her way to the edge of the woods. The air grew colder. The whispers of the wind seemed to intensify, but Emma pressed on, determined to see this silly dare through. Section 5. Entering the woods. The woods were alive with the sounds of the night. Insects chirped, owls hooted, branches creaked in the wind. Emma's heart pounded in her chest. The darkness seemed to press in on her, smothering her. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. It was just the woods. There was nothing to be afraid of. The path was narrow and overgrown. Twisted roots reached out like grasping claws. Emma stumbled over rocks and fallen branches. She pushed her way deeper and deeper into the woods. The darkness seemed to grow thicker with every step. Section 6. A feeling of dread. A shiver ran down Emma's spine. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, eyes peering at her from the darkness. She quickened her pace, her earlier confidence fading with each step. The whispers seemed to be getting louder, closer. They seemed to slither around her, whispering her name. Emma stopped. She had to get out of here. This had been a mistake. She turned to retrace her steps, but the path was gone. She was lost. Panic welled up inside her. She was trapped. The whispers were all around her now, soft and insidious. They spoke of secrets, of forgotten things. They whispered her name over and over again. Emma covered her ears, trying to block out the sound, but the whispers seemed to penetrate her very being. She spun around, trying to find the source of the voices, but there was nothing there, only the darkness and the whispers. They were driving her mad, tearing at her sanity. Emma sank to her knees, her fear threatening to consume her. Emma's hand landed on something cold and hard. She brushed away the dirt and leaves. It was a small metal box. She pried it open. Inside were photographs, old and faded. They were pictures of people, men and women, young and old. They all had one thing in common, their eyes, wide with fear, staring accusingly at Emma. These were the missing people. The ones the townsfolk whispered about, the ones who had vanished in the woods. The whispers grew louder. They taunted Emma with the faces of the missing, mocking her fear. Emma slammed the box shut. She had to get out of this nightmare now. Emma ran, blindly, desperately. She didn't care where she was going, as long as it was away from the whispers, away from the faces of the missing. The trees seemed to reach out for her, their branches whipping at her face, her clothes trying to hold her back. The whispers followed her, relentless, mocking. They were closing in. Emma could almost feel their cold, ethereal fingers brushing against her skin. She stumbled and fell, scraping her hands on the rough ground, but she didn't stop. She couldn't stop. Not now, not when she was so close. Emma burst out of the woods, gasping for air, her clothes torn, her body covered in scratches. She had made it. She had escaped the clutches of the whispering shadows. But the terror remained, etched deep within her soul. Emma knew, deep down, that she was never truly safe. The shadows had followed her home. They lingered in the corners of her vision, whispering her name, reminding her of the horrors she had witnessed. The woods held their secrets close, and Emma was forever bound to them, haunted by the whispers, haunted by the shadows.